phone, and so that the audience can hear but not yet see me. The third thing I do is turn on everyone else's audio, and then the fourth thing I do is move to the main overlay and make sure that everybody's still roughly where their heads are supposed to go. We'll fix JJ a little
realized something.
You realized something.
Yes, I can't do the sound DJ from Skype.
You in theory could, I think, but because you can share sound. But right now, and that is 100% fine. We don't all need to be in perfect alignment at this moment. The stream evolves, it gets better, it improves over time. That's how things work. And I'm just doing a little bit of spatial correction so that people's heads are roughly centered.
I like the wiggle that's happening on screen.
Yeah,
I would like the request that Rhea becomes as stretched out as human.
You want a return of wide Rhea? You want a return of wide Rhea?
My ultimate form.
Yeah,
there we
Julia,
go.
You missed wide Rhea last week.
It was so great. It was so great.
She got so wide. I fixed it finally.
Just became as wide as possible.
Where is the meme? I swear the meme.
It's somewhere in the internet or in the Discord farms between all of our shared Discord servers. But welcome back to Fool's Rolls, an actual play Western fantasy homebrew Pathfinder 2nd edition game here on Beggarstreet. My name is Steve. I am your game mommy, and I am joined by the Fools. I don't have a party name for you all yet.
Rollers?
The Rollers?
Can I work the Rollers, please?
It's Fools.
No, I want to be the Fools.
Yeah.
The Fools.
Yeah.
The Fools. Say hello, my little foolish children.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm relying on the fools to be watching the chat because I don't want that extra window in my brain. So if people are responding in chat and everything, I won't be able to see it. I can focus on the game, on the narrative. But we're back here with the full kit and caboodle. And so we are going to do introductions at the top. Let's start it off. We're going to start off with our welcome backs first. We're going to start off in the bottom right corner of the stream. JJ, why don't you introduce yourself?
Oh, right, me. I'm at the bottom right. Hi. I'm Jack, JJ. I'm Meister Hypester everywhere. I have my own Twitch. I have my own TikTok. I am pretty much on every social media you can find me on. And I play Saito, who is a totally calm, sweet, wholesome samurai kitsune, fluffy, sweet,
fluffy
that sort
and
of
cuddly, like a stuffed animal you've had since childhood.
Oh my god!
Perfect. And right beside our puppet master of Saito, how about you introduce yourself, Julia?
Hi, I'm Julia Cheese. I'm at TikTok at Cheese Julia. I'm playing Nell, who's just she's here for a good time. She's a buckaroo.
A buckaroo.
She's a buckaroo.
It's an accurate statement. She is indeed a buckaroo. Directly above Julia, sandwiched in between two fools, the least foolish of that row of people, in fact. In the game, maybe in life, I don't know your lives outside of your online personas. Want to introduce yourself, Scout?
Hello, I am Scout, also known as Neon Saline. That's neon like the light, saline like the drip. That's my username literally everywhere on social media. So if you see that, that's me.
There you go. It's very convenient for tagging you in social media. I deeply appreciate your consistent branding. Arguably disappointingly less wide than the last time we saw them. Why don't you introduce yourself, Rhea?
I'll just bring up the ultimate form right off the bat. I need 5 minutes more to stretch out to wide dumb.
Wide Rhea. I can't. You're scaling. You're properly scaling. I can't force it to be disproportionate right now.
Oh.
Damn it! I can't make wide Rhea happen on the fly.
Oh no.
Okay, maybe it'll happen naturally. We'll see.
That's
I'm
amazing.
Marika on the TikTok and on the Instagram. I do funny cosplays. I do whatever makes me happy. I play a giant fuckable cactus woman named Jelly Bell, who is a barmaid and is on this grand old adventure with the blessings of our dear, lovely Grandpa Vito.
Gotta get the grandfather's blessings when you're an adult mid-30s woman. Anyway, last but not least, some say that he's as close as you're gonna ever get to interacting with Emily Axford on social media. Introduce yourself.
He's buying bejeweled hands because he just wants to make some friends. It's MC, your favorite robot barbarian boy.
Yes, the rhyming intro. It's always going to be you last because you rhyme every time. Oh, it's wonderful. We're back. We're full crewed out and everything. Last time on Fool's Roll, we had a little bit of a flashback episode because a couple of our players couldn't make it. That was set in happy, slappy, slappy, pappy, pappy, happies. The sign's been crossed out several times and repainted, but nonetheless, where we were introduced a few months prior to the events of a little bit of a kerfuffle between the local Whitlaw family, a local family of outlaws that has that has a very big, very heavily branched family tree, and a lot of those branches loop back inward on themselves, but nonetheless handled handily, arguably, by Jolene and Tally and MC when they tried to cause trouble, flex a little bit of extortion, and were ushered out or intimidated or, got seduced and became too simpy to ever raise a hand or a fist. But we're back in the real time from a couple episodes ago where the group is investigating for the town a mysterious purple smoke coming from the even more mysterious oasis that's kind of off to the south east of town. And they're traveling the kind of high plains deserts of the area around Plainsview, the sort of rocky, canyony, craggy thing. Not a wholly blistering desert with no relief, as you will see. Well, we swipe over, and this is where I pray to the god that I absolutely do not believe in. The overlay is correct. Well, we still don't. Well, let's see if I can fix that real quick. Can I get it to pop up? Did we do it? Did it happen? Okay. Well, I fixed it very quickly, so I'll call that a win. Oh, gotta move Jack. Gotta move Jack. Jack's face is cut off. There we go. There we go. Okay, everybody's kind of centered. I'll fix it. I'll wiggle people. It's fine. We're good. We're good. We finally are all on the appropriate hardware technology and all here. But we are back here. This is a little place called... I'm going to move this over to here. This is a little place called Thin Water Canyon. And our group managed to come across here at this point in the daytime, finding themselves in a little bit of a interaction with a poisonous snake, which Nell made quick work of, if not getting a little bit. But before we get into all that, all through the episode, when they met Sylvester, the snake oil salesman that sold legitimate snake oil because it's a thing you can buy in Pathfinder, and various legitimate accoutrements and everything like that, our friend Saito was a little bit private, a little bit quiet, maybe kind of toward the back of the groups, introspectively, considering and thinking about themselves. So Saito, before we even get into what I'm narrating for you, let me ask you, if you would be so kind, to roll a perception check for me. And if you want to know how to do that in Foundry, I can guide you very quickly.
Oh, okay. Are we doing a Foundry?
I mean, you can roll it yourself. You get a +6. I don't care if you roll it in system or not.
I don't mind. All right. How?
On your character
ways
sheet, right under where it shows your AC, which is a 16, you will see a little thing that says 2, and then a little thing that says perception, and it should have a little die by it and a little +6 by it. Click on that die. And then it should pop up with like a confirmation of some kind.
Oh.
And then it rolls. All right, that's 14. Excellent. We love it. We love to see it. So all through, you had obtained in the very first session, you had obtained a watch, which you had paid Nell for, that Nell had won appropriately in gambling without even cheating for it. Just had to happen to be lucky and won. And everything. You obtained a watch. So you'd spent a fair amount of your supplies and funds on that. Maybe that made you a little bit more reticent to be spendy. Certainly nothing for yourself back when they're there. But you were hanging out toward the back of the trail. Back of the trail. With a 14 perception, off in the distance. And I'm going to see if it actually registers this on the thing. Yeah, you can see the little flashy on Foundry. Off in the distance, across the river to the north area, little off the map on the stream, but certainly on the map for all of you. Across the river, you notice some commotion happening over in this little section of valley, maybe some shadowy moving bodies. And how would Saito respond to that, recognizing the rest of the party on your horses are just sort of wandering the trail and kind of making their way down? Your goal, your quandary, your destination is off to the kind of southeast. It's not up in this direction of canyon. But you notice, good several hundred feet away from you, some people kind of hiding around, silhouettes, arguably, at this distance. Hiding around. What would Saito's reaction to that be?
Probably just a quick sharp whistle to get everyone's attention.
Okay. While you were scouting them out, Nell had hopped off the horse, which almost at that time that you whistle, but in the flash of 6 seconds, because it was only around, flash of 6 seconds, Nell successfully was bit by a snake and killed the snake that bit her at the same time, essentially. I believe MC, if I recall correctly, had also hopped off his horse to address that problem. But
and address those wounds.
And address those wounds more specifically, since Nell had got there first. Since we play that role-playing sometimes means you skip forward in initiative. But nonetheless, so all of you hear Saito just whistle really quickly. Just that sharp, almost like dad whistle in a crowded event, which is what I imagine it is. So loud, so loud. Like you know that he had to practice it loud. Yeah. It's like you've done that privately to make it as loud as you can.
Darned fucking thing. And she's just like holding this filleted, like a poisonous snake as MC wraps up her arm. She looks up at Saito's like, what? What's happening?
Not to alarm anyone, but I don't believe we are alone out here. And then he's just gonna like look that way in the direction, like point with his eyes where the silhouettes were.
On the other side of this little thin river stream. It's not deep. It's only like 3 feet deep at this time of year, so it's really recessed, but it's still relatively as clear as it can be, kind of thing. But yeah, up in this direction.
Nell does the thing that you hate when your friends do at a restaurant when you're like, don't look, but so-and-so just walked in, and they're like...
Yeah, MC just looks.
Hold on.
Stands up to his full 5'2" to see what he can see.
Nell is also like only about 5'2". So
Callie puts a hand on her gun.
Yeah, it's okay. Saito's on his katana as well. Like,
just the full extremity of the reaction there. Just, huh?
Yeah. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be
Don't be
suspicious.
suspicious. Don't be
Don't be
suspicious.
suspicious.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be
Suspicious.
Nell is used to having a butterfly sword, but what she does have in her hand is a filleted steak,
Just the fillet steak.
which I guess does still have teeth.
She's just, Sato's just gonna be like, and how are you doing with the
The snake?
yes.
Dead. I mean, good and dead. I don't think the snake's really a problem anymore. And she's gonna she's gonna stuff the body in her bag.
She's just gonna be like, I'm more concerned about the bite.
Oh, I think MC here got it.
It's not too bad.
Thank you.
I trust you.
No signs of infection. Just gotta wrap up the puncture.
I think we rolled some healing at the end of the last session, so I think I'm actually good.
Oh, nice.
Yep. You rolled the all treat wounds healing, which means that for the next roughly hour, Nell cannot have that applied to Nell again. And so that is a function of healing in Pathfinder, is that treat wounds equals you can get treated every hour. And if you're hanging out for like a while and you're not going to do anything, a lot of times we'll just hand wave. Okay, you don't even need to roll. It is successful. It will happen. Eventually. But while you're on these sorts of journeys, certainly not. So all these silhouettes, you just kind of see them sort of milling about like NPCs pre-programmed in a game, or they're kind of running through, like one of them walks in a direction and then walks out. You can't really make out anything about them. They're humanoid-ish forms, whatever that means in a world of multi-species sentience, but bipedal. There's clearly a head and arms and legs kind of thing, but they're a little bit too far in the kind of sun, haze, heat, and dust of this area.
Okay. As I have to say, does that account for those of us with low light vision? But it's not dark.
Yeah, it's not dark. It's the middle of the day. It's more about that. You definitely don't get the feeling that they're anything. I would say that Tally, that they're not orcs. They're not that big. They'd be bigger at a distance. So they're not like orcs or ogres or giants or anything massive. But they could be anything from medium-sized creature to small-sized creatures. Right?
Okay.
The run of the mill.
Can Nell, I wanted to, looking here at the actions, could she sense motive? And I specifically want to know, do they give the vibe of like that sequence in Home Alone where they're moving the mannequins in front of the window to give the sense of
yeah, roll sense motive for that. Sure.
Okay. So that's saying
there are Macaulay Culkin somewhere in there, just like sliding shadowy dangerous figures.
Illusions or in some way like a thing to distract us from.
Yeah, I'll do that. Normally that'd be a little bit closer, but I like you using Pathfinder specific things. So yeah, let's do sense motive.
I just want to say if that boy is anywhere near there, I'm gonna run in the opposite direction.
Oh yeah, Macaulay Culkin is definitely a CR25 nemesis character.
What?
How do I roll perception in
Foundry?
Foundry?
All right, so when you open up your character sheet on right below the AC, there's a little perception. It's all by itself. It's all lonely by itself there, but
I see.
Yeah, and it's got a little dice there.
Yeah, it's not under your actions.
It's mostly under
confusing.
Yeah. Okay.
Get
All
it.
right. Okay. You definitely, even though I describe them as NPCs on a path, there's enough deviation and there's too much natural movement. Like that's a community. I would say that you see that as a group of you see roughly 4 or so. So not a large group. It takes you a little bit to count them, but you see about 4 or so of them. They seem to be sitting around in a circle. The longer you observe them, the more it looks like they're just kind of hanging out probably camping or something. But you would know now, and your whole group would know. People don't live in Thin Water Canyon. Nobody lives out this way. There's the water source, so it's not a bad stop, but this isn't usually like a place that people like hole up. There's, as far as you all know, there's no like hermits in Thin Water Canyon. It's not a place a lot of people go to for fun because it's filled with all kinds of dangerous monsters. Anywhere
Poisonous
off the
snakes.
poisonous snakes at the very least, but other rumored things. Any reasonable person stays to the road in this area because poisonous snakes are honestly the least threatening thing that you might run into off the main road. And it's why there's not tons of sojourns out to that oasis in kind of the southeast that everyone has stories about, but nobody knows specific facts of, other than a couple things that seem to be consistent.
Y'all, I don't know what they're doing out here, but I think it's some sort of camp.
In the middle
Here?
of the day.
Yeah.
Y'all think they're friendly?
I don't know. I mean, they
No.
don't look like they're currently aggressive, but I don't know why they would be out here if they were.
Yeah, it's about 100 degrees Fahrenheit, roughly 38-ish degrees Celsius, out right now. So it's hot. It's not it's not cook you on the earth hot, but it's not something people want to hang out. And they're not in like a cave or a shaded area. They're just kind of out.
I'd say they're probably, I mean, in this heat, they're not making camp anywhere that's good. I'd say maybe garden something. On the
There
lookout
are
for something.
couple of possibilities. They might not be very good travelers, and
That's
for
true.
whatever reason need to be out here. They might be a trap for unsuspecting travelers, in which case we definitely shouldn't go near there.
Can MC make a perception check to see if anyone else is around not in that direction?
Yeah, give me a perception roll.
But
Anyone-
either way,
Go on.
That's not
our-
going to do it.
our destination is not in this direction. And he like sort of tips his straw hat. But I defer to the majority.
I mean, I'm with Sato. I think we try to avoid them.
I got 20 just looking around to make sure there ain't nobody else besides these four.
Well, as far as you can see off in that direction, not so much. Well, if you scan sort of the vision of the rest of the kind of section of canyon that you're in, you don't see anything. But I'm going to say with a dirty 20, I'm going to say that the only thing of note that you do see is in the direction you have to go. You do see some sun-bleached bones off in this section here that are just kind of piled up on each other that look like they've been picked over by vultures.
Head on a silver, y'all.
What do you think?
Yes, no, that is correct.
Tally will kind of gesture towards where the bones are. Ain't too fresh, but
Is it animal bones?
From Tally's perspective, there's little bits and bobs of clothing and weapons in there. Those are people bones.
oh yeah, those are people bones. It's just like
Oh.
this,
I think MC just demonstrates how his head is actually on a swivel and just kind of swings it around a bit.
Love that energy.
yeah, Tally.
That's what you get with a 9 perception, right? Just goofy head movements.
Mm.
Nell wants to try to stealth over to the bones and check them out.
All right. You should be able to find a path in kind of roughly about. Let me indicate it for you because I walled off a live
Okay.
section here. Over
Okay, sorry.
here. Let me go back to the token selector and come on, get off of the walls. Right about here. is where you can find like a little like step path down for your horse to go. So you might have to walk yourself over there.
I went down there.
Okay. And then over on that side, there's another little like drop down that you could just, in theory, move straight there. So Nell sort of shows you all sort of a safe path for the horses. I need you.
Well, I think with the stealth, I think she's getting off her horse and kind of like trying.
Okay.
She sees those people in the distance. She doesn't want to be like a big silhouette on the horizon. I think she's already off the horse because she killed the snake.
Yeah, so you leave your horse kind of up with the rest.
Yeah, she like hands off her horse to MC and is gonna.
As you're
I think they probably from the upper advantage can still kind of see where I'm at, but I think she's like getting low and trying to
Does anybody follow Nell while Nell's doing this stealthy?
Can I make some sort of check to see if I understand what Nell is doing?
Society, I believe, is the check for that.
Society?
Pathfinder.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on the skill hand.
The skill hand. There we go. Hand. Society.
I don't know why hand is the icon for skill checks. That seems very weird. But
don't be bad.
I'd say
as a 10 plus 0.
I'd say it takes you a little bit to understand, but once Nell starts really slowing down, you're like,
okay.
Sneaking.
Then MC is just going to like stand like with her horse and his full war horse, and just like to draw attention to himself at like the top of this ridge, so that Nell can like sneak to wherever she needs to go.
Jolene, what's Jolly Bell doing?
Jolly's probably gonna scooch to like a closer point to kind of be at least somewhat within range, but like not draw too much attention to herself. She'll probably hop off her horse around here where the other horses are hanging out, and then foot over to this cliff, and then just pop a squat, just hunch down and observe.
Will you give me a stealth check, please, okay. Jolly Bell?
At least y'all blend in with the environment.
I just a pose.
Under the on Foundry, it's under the it's under the hand icon on the right hand column.
Oh, the hand. Ah, there we go.
Yeah, a hand. That's what skills are. Yeah. A hand. I get it. It's hard to know. And then you roll it, and then I think you have to confirm the roll every time. Ooh, that's a nat 20. So it takes all of you lose track of Jolly Bell immediately the moment that she crouches. Jolly Bell. When in open desert areas, if there are other cacti around, you have a unique ability as a plant person to blend better into the background. You are not just stealthing at like a nat 20 plus 6, although that in and of itself would usually work for anyone at this level, but you actually have a lower threshold to hide yourself in areas where cacti would be about. And people just for some reason, and it's not so much that like you're still wearing clothes, right? You're still you. You're not even necessarily trying to do this, but there's just something about the aura of you that just disappears out of people's consciousness. Almost like there's something related to you, who you are as a person, that just makes people be like, that's a cactus, and then move on. As long as you remain still. Essentially,
that's a busty cactus, but that's a cactus.
That's a cactus. That cactus.
That's a hot cactus.
I've been in the sun too long.
That's a very fuckable cactus.
Yeah, I've been in the sun too long. I won't really want to fuck that cactus right now. But what it essentially is it grants you, and I will gift this to your character because I was waiting for you to do this for the first time. It grants you the ability to basically act as if you're invisible, even though you're out in the middle of the open, regardless of perception checks. If it's a sight related thing, after a certain DC threshold, they just can't see you, can't target you, nothing. Doesn't matter how brilliant the person is, at least at the lower half of the levels here. So the first 10 or so levels of enemies you might run into. So you have a particular ability, but it's very specific to are you out in the middle of the desert where a cactus would just be? Nonetheless, what about Scout and Saito? Well, watching Nell sort of slowly make this stealth. I want everyone to be able to coordinate themselves.
Tally's gonna move down kind of. I saw that kind of like to the second
Tally's
plateau.
going to Scout.
Accurate.
But kind of as a actually amending that, Tally will look up at Saito. You good to stay with the horses?
No.
I'll just go, I got
Fair
the
enough.
horses, it's fine.
You can hand off as many horses as you want to MC.
Okay, fine. He's just like
He takes one look at Null in the general direction that their companion had straight up disappeared into thin air, and is like, I'm not staying still with the horses. Nope.
It's like the moment, and then you're like, all right, fair enough. And she'll head down to like kind of the second plateau to kind of have high ground to see kind of in the arc around of what's going on.
That
And
roughly
kind of-
around here,
Like-
yeah, there-ish.
Here, there, somewhere in here.
Get you past where the walls are, and now you should be able to drag yourself that area.
Tally's gun have a scope.
This one doesn't, but
Nope.
that may change in the
One
future.
day, scope.
One day, the plans I have.
And Saito, where do you?
Saito.
Full
Oh,
mouth.
Eating.
I'm just gonna hold.
You're now holding 3 horses, 4 horses,
Yeah, I'll hold 4 horses.
including your own.
So Saito sort of like slips off his horse and passes
5
the
horses.
reins to MC with a appreciative nod.
Mm.
And then sort of like shakes his head and glances at the other 2 who are slowly sneaking away, and then like does his own thing where he just crouches down low and scurries across the ground as fast as he could.
Whereabouts
Yep.
is Saito headed to? Because you've got time to position yourself as far as still right up next to now, or anywhere in between where you currently are and now. You might
I
be-
would like to be able to move past oh, there we go. Good, awesome.
There you go.
I think
Once you get
think he's
close, that close,
Goddamn,
by the way, to
no,
Jolly.
Far.
Once you went that close to Jolly, you are within 5 feet, and because you're extremely close with Jolly as a person, you suddenly see them. You're just like, oh my god, they're right there. They've been there. You recognize that it was a cactus. You were sure it was a cactus, and you're like, and it's Jolly.
he's just gonna like look at her and just be like, "We spoke about this all night before you disappear."
I
I'm
can't
good.
help it.
And rather than actually continue the conversation because he has a place he needs to go, he's gonna try get as close to Null as he can.
Okay. I will drag you because there's a wall there, but there's a path
Yeah.
you could go that would
Yeah.
just allow you to skip the
Awesome.
wall.
Because even though she looks like she's fine, she also did take a bite to the arm, so he's concerned. So
Okay.
they're
I would
just
say
gonna
that you're
put
probably
themselves-
about 10, 15 feet back, but really close.
Cool.
I'm also gonna have you roll a stealth roll then, Saito.
While you're rolling that, I think MC is just like slowly walking down that path that Nell is on. So in that little middle area that I just
With
moved
the
myself
5 horses
to.
in tow.
Yeah, and just loudly declaring, "Look at how many horses I have."
Oh dear God! Walk me through how to roll.
Okay, so when you open your
Where
character
is-
sheet, at the very top
Yeah.
of it,
Hand.
there's a hand icon in the little circle icons at the top, like a little hand palm that looks like that. It's between a hammer device and what looks like a metal. And if you click on that hand, you'll see all of your skills, and then stealth is
Gotcha.
in the right column, and then it's the same as perception. You click on it and then confirm it. We learn in VTTs here, folks.
Indeed.
Ooh, that's very
Nice.
good. So now I will do this. This is my favorite
Your
thing.
boys
It's like a
apparently-
threat from the D.
Your boys,
Yeah,
your boys used to sneaking around in the sand.
little bit. It's like a little threat from that. Now, as you and Saito and short distance behind you approach, while the rest of the group sort of gathers toward these bones, and you get to that distance, I need you, and you should be able to roll. It won't let you move, but I need you to be able to roll me a perception check, and if you're familiar enough with Forge, give yourself a +2 circumstance bonus because your eye's on it the whole time.
Okay, let me see if I can do that.
Yeah. If not, I can
Um,
walk you through it. But
I think I can. I think I got it.
yeah, it's
Um,
in that confirmed screen. There's like a little circumstance bonus option that you can always apply for the
I
rest of
do
the group.
see it. I do see it.
For the rest of the group. So when in Pathfinder, there's a lot of, instead of advantage or disadvantage, there's a lot of circumstantial benefits.
Hey,
Ooh, that's over a 25. All right.
Nice.
26.
26.
That's a 26 on it. So you, as you approach, I'm gonna actually move your character back just a little. As you approach, as you get to about here, you begin to see the pile of bones gently vibrating and clattering a little bit. What's your choice at that moment when that starts to begin? They're just it's almost like they're rumbling a little bit.
Nell's gonna freeze and hearing. I assume with a 26 perception. I mean, yeah, with a 26 perception, hearing Saito behind her, she's gonna so while still crouching, kind of throw out her hand slightly and just freeze with her hand on her one hand on her knife, the other hand out to stop Saito, and she kind of tilts her head at it, pointing it out.
I seeing the same thing. I'm going to assume. Also,
yeah, you see it too.
instantly sort of freezes. Like, what the fuck? Do I know why bones would suddenly start vibrating?
You can roll about it. It's not something inherent to your character. You would roll.
I roll.
Saito and Nell, you can roll occultism, I believe, is the one that we're gonna go with for this one, and that's in your skill list.
I'm trained in occultism.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool.
Oh,
I didn't roll super good, but
All right, how
I'm
do
trained
I
in
roll?
occultism. You're gonna, if you go in through actors and you click on your character sheet and you go to the hand, which is where proficiencies are, you can see core skills, and you're just gonna click the addition next to occultism.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's
Hey.
13. You've both heard of skeletons.
Oh no!
There's a bunch of wives' tales about old wives' tales about undead things and everything, and the same sort of myths and legends that we have in our world of undead things and stuff. So you both know that there are stories, but none of you have ever seen bones vibrate clatter vibrate like this.
I think this is some of that witch shit.
Some of that witch shit.
I think you are correct.
Should we back up? Maybe it hasn't sensed us yet. I don't know. Slow retreat. Just really fast. On my 26 perception check, does the vibrating skeleton look like it has any cool shit?
I mean, they have They have stuff on them. There's art now that you're closer to them. They have bits of armor. They have weapons on them. It looks like some of them have some like old, dried out in the sun like leather packs. So there is stuff. They did definitely have possessions when they met their fate. As far as how cool it might be, you wouldn't be able to tell unless you were rooting through their stuff directly. But yeah.
It looks like it has stuff, but
if you're asking, are they lootable? The answer is yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they have loot.
I was just wondering how readily apparent it was, which is apparently very. But Nell says, I mean, like, it has weapons, but it could also probably hit us with them. So,
how many do you think are there?
How many skeletons? I just see the one, but.
Nell would have called out because I think, or not Nell, Tally would have called out because I think Tally was the one that first spotted the bones.
Yeah.
Tally would have called out. It looks like there's 4, and now that you're close,
oh shit!
It looks like there's 4 of them. 4. You definitely clock 4 skulls.
Oh wait, hold on. No, there's 2. There's 4. There's 4 of them. There's 4 of them. That's
I like a tabletop game where people are trying to make common sense decisions like, is this worth the problem? This isn't really. There's people over there. Are they part of the mission? It's like the opposite.
Can you unpause us so I can keep walking down my path, loudly declaring how many horses I have?
I'm gonna move you a little bit.
Okay.
I'm not gonna unpause quite yet, but I will move you. I'd say you probably during this little quick discussion get to about here.
Yeah.
The horse.
It takes this many just to carry me.
Can I slide down the cliff?
What?
Oh my god!
Like
Why is
slide
everyone coming
down.
closer? To
Can you slide down the cliff? Yeah. Give me for funsies because you chose to slide down a cliff. Give me for funsies an athletics or acrobatics check, whatever is higher for you. I think it's acrobatics for Jolene.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna draw my pistol, like my trigger brand now. Just, I have a bad
16,
feeling about all of
should
this.
Be fine. You're how tall is Jolly Bell?
6'3".
Oh yeah, you're fine. I'll just move you down the cliff. It takes you a little bit to angle it, but you slide down just fine. It's only like a 10, 15 foot drop, so extended you're about 7.5 feet, and so it's not a far slide for you.
I think at Nell like giving me the like shut up signal, I like drop reins, pull the hammer.
Okay.
Oh, that's the opposite.
So the reins, you drop reins. There's a cactus. It's got a very long arm. All 5 reins just loop over the arm of the cactus, and the horses are fully mollified and unable to go anywhere. Locked into place.
Caught in a stampede.
I would like to move up to where Jolly Bell was, but I'm not going down. I still want the high ground.
Yeah, we'll put you on the tip of the high ground right there. So you're right above where Jolly Bell was and everything. So
do Saito and I see everyone coming closer?
yeah, you now have seen all of them. Like Jolly Bell's now on the same level with you. Tally's got gun drawn, which seems sensible, and you also see MC pulling out their hammer.
Hey, y'all! There's some like magic bullshit, like skeleton bone thing going on over here. So I don't know what triggers that. I don't do that kind of stuff, but
get a little bit of like a smile on Saito's face, which is very weird because this man does not smile. And he's like looks at everyone back there and goes, "Have you ever wanted to fight a skeleton?"
No.
well, wait, hold up. When he says it like that, when you say it like that, that's something.
I mean, for me, every person I fight is a skeleton because you're just skeletons wrapped in meat.
Ooh.
This one has.
MC, I don't have time to process what you just said. Got a lot to lay on us.
I don't know.
You're right, and you shouldn't say it.
But if they're magical, can they do tricks like the dove thing or pulling the coin out from the ear?
I mean, right now they're just. I look back at are the bones still rattling?
If you haven't moved any closer or further away and are still in the spot you were in, they are at exactly the same level of vibration that when you first noticed it.
They're just rattling. I mean, maybe it's a dancing skeleton. Who knows? But I think it's gonna be. I mean, we fought a snake and it was easy. So.
And I love to dance.
I'm just saying, there's people right over. You know, fuck it. You're right. I've never fought a skeleton.
No, please don't.
All right.
Just be like, Jolly Bell, let's see what magic these skeletons can do.
I feel like the betrayal on Tally's face right now. It's Saito saying this shit.
I can see Tally yelling in Obi-Wan, "You are the chosen one!"
The chosen one! You're supposed to keep them in line, not join them!
Nell flips her blades all fancy in her hands and then, like, squares up, like, are we doing this? Because now it's gambling. Now it's a game.
Now it's a game.
Because now, and Saito and Jolly Bell, because you've all kind of, like, discussed this enough, because you've all discussed this enough, if you would like to, I'm going to unpause it. If you would like to reposition yourselves, as long as you don't go past the eastern space that Nell is in, nothing will happen. So if you'd like to reposition yourselves closer, MC, if you want to go closer, Jolly Bell, if you want to get closer in. But yeah, because it doesn't seem to be affected by anyone else's movement. Nell is caught it the moment they started vibrating, but it doesn't seem like they do anything before Nell gets any closer. So you can get yourselves closer if you want to. And then let me know when you're in position.
Nell staying right there.
I think if I can walk up shoulder to shoulder with Nell, absolutely. But I don't want to move. Okay, I don't want to move past it, so I can move to here. Am I hovering and showing you in the correct thing?
Yeah, you can. You can grab your token and move there, yeah.
Great.
Just to make sure for distance sake, where Tally is, would she still be able to hit the skeletons, or am I too far away?
What's your range on your gun?
Great
question, right? I can also look at it. I think you have to look at it in your equipment. So trigger brand
30 feet.
30 feet. You would actually have to be a little bit closer. By the ruler, you're like 5 feet out. There's no way for you to stay on the cliff.
Yeah, she'll slide down.
But yeah, if you were to go into the space where your mouse cursor currently is, you'd be just in range.
Okay, I'll move. Can I move to like?
Oh, here, let me move you since there's a wall there, invisible wall to imply there. So about here.
Yeah.
Good? Okay, so you're still in the back. You're still far in theory from harm. All right, who approaches these skeletons first?
Theoretically, I'm trying to understand my class a little bit more. I think I gain panache by doing performance checks. When she flipped around her knives all crazy to gear up for this, could I have done a performance check to look
Yeah,
cool
do a
enough?
performance check. Yeah.
Okay.
Get that panache going.
This so much.
Nah, I don't know how cool that. Well, I don't know what a success is.
What's the panache ability say that it grants you?
I'm trying to find.
I'm sure it's something where I have to. I have like a threshold or something.
Yeah, I think you have to roll a DC against me. Are these skeletons impressed? Is I guess.
Yeah, let me just roll a d20 about it, and we'll see if it's obvious or not.
Here. Oh, I did find it. By successfully performing a skill check associated with specific actions that have a bit of flair and additional action. Okay, you know what? I don't think I did it right. So if you don't want to give it to me for that, that's... Well, I guess I can do a fascinating performance. You compare your result to the will DC of one observer.
Oh, okay. This is almost certainly going to succeed. These are skeletons after all. Yeah, that is gonna be a in there. Yeah, you succeed with a 12. 12 is exactly what you needed.
If I succeed, the target is fascinated by me for 1 round.
Okay, one of the skeletons is fascinated by you for this first round. I am just gonna turn them on.
Could it?
I'm sorry to keep going with this. I just want to be honest. But it does say the observer. If the observer in the situation demands immediate attention, such as combat, you must critically succeed to fascinate it,
Okay.
and the perform action gains the incapacitation trait. Okay, so I didn't do that. I don't think I critically succeeded.
Do I make
Yeah.
them appearance?
Sorry, I'm just trying to understand my class better.
Can I go
You're
back
good.
into cactus hiding?
What?
They haven't seen you yet. If you stay still,
Okay.
I'll carry your stealth.
Yeah, just gonna sit right there and just.
There we go. So now you all should see 4 tokens. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and we're going to turn them into combat mode. Yeah, and then we are going to
Roll initiative.
begin. Do I tell the party? Where are your little guys? I'm gonna highlight all of you. Can I do that? Yep. There we go. That's how I do it. And yeah, now everybody roll initiative, and you should see little dice prompts for yourselves on the combat encounters thing. Up in the top right in Forge, you'll see 2 little cross swords. That's the combat menu, the encounters menu, and you can roll your initiatives there.
Whoa, MC.
Oh, did you
Damn,
just take?
LCD.
Did you just? Okay. I thought the die hitting my die was changing it to a lower number, and I was going to be very upset.
That's amazing.
The cactus is struggling.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, Jolene, your initiative should be, or you should be able to see this in the encounters menu at the top right. Right above where the chat window is, there should be 2 cross swords that are encounters, and then there should be a little die right next to your thing.
Oh, it doesn't exist. It's invisible. But I see the thing.
I'm gonna re-roll your initiative here. There we go. Why did you go away?
Uh-oh.
That's wild. Let me fix
And
that.
then I disappeared.
You just
Stealth so hard
bounced.
you exited
That's-
combat.
Yeah.
I stealthed too close to the sun.
Hold on, let me see if I can add you again.
Stealth too close to the sun.
There we go. I've added you again. And you're at an 18. That's fine. So the moment a single step is taken toward these skeletons, past the threshold of where Nell and MC are standing, even like a lean, all 4 skeletons form up again, bone white, bleached in the sun, form up in their armor, weapons in hand, ready to strike. You can see a gentle sort of glow to their eyes, something not unakin to the same color of purple of the smoke that you saw in the distance where the spring was, but the color, the glow there is there, and you can hear them kind of rattling and clinking around against the hardened leather and little metal bits of or little metal studs of their armor, and they're ready to fight. But the first in initiative is actually MC.
Hooray! So MC grabs his little wheel on his stomach and cranks his rage meter, hunches over so that he gets just a few inches shorter and just becomes all shoulders. I believe I can presumably move to there, and that's 2 actions, because I understand how Pathfinder works now. And I would
put
like
a rage status on you is the real question.
it has affect rage, but then I click it and it doesn't do.
Let me see. Is it in the chat there? Yeah. So what you do is you take that effect rage and you drag it onto your icon. You click, hold, and drag that, and drag it onto your icon, and there you go. And that would automatically stat into your character.
Dope. Yes. Now I have lost 1 point of AC,
and then
but I do punch harder.
If you want to get real forge friendly, on the top left you'll see a bullseye target right there. Top left of the menu. If you click that and then click the enemy you intend to attack, it will target that enemy. Then you go back. Then you go back and you click the select token, the box at the top, if you lost your character sheet, if you need to reopen your character sheet or anything because you're on target.
We're good. I can swing Earthbreaker.
And then it will all just kind of show up in the thing. That is a miss.
Know if that does.
You can see it in the chat. That is a miss by 4. The skeleton kind of stumbles out of the way. You weren't prepared for it to almost drunken monk kind of stumble out of the way. It doesn't look like that was on purpose. It just looks like a happenstance. Is that your turn?
That's all 3 of my actions.
Okay. We're going to skip the skeleton's turn because for some reason that one's high. And Nell, it is now your turn. They should all be going.
Okay. Nell is going to definitely run up there. Get up on this skeleton. And I think her first action is going to be to do a goading feint. When you trick a foe, you can goad them into overextending their next attack. On a feint, you can use a requirement. You are within melee reach of the target. She's going to try to do a flourish, and she's going to make a deception check against their perception DC to throw off their defense. She's going to try to just fake them out with
Okay. Against their perception DC. That beats it.
That beats it?
Yep.
It's not a critical success, right?
No, just a regular success.
No, just regular success. Okay, so for a regular success, they're fooled momentarily. They are flat-footed against the next melee attack, which is the one I'm going to attempt right now. So they are flat-footed, and she is going to go in with her knives.
All right, I updated their status to flat-footed. That certainly hits.
Okay.
I will take that damage.
And then I forget that she, with the butterfly sword, since there's 2 of them, does she make 2 strikes in one attack?
I believe that's the case. I might be wrong, but for now we're gonna say that's the case. They're 1d4 weapons, so it's not like you're doing a ton of damage right now anyway. So.
No, it's great.
Whoa!
That is a critical success. And so we're going to do damage on this one. And he takes that. And then I'm doing double damage on that one. And the skeleton drops to the ground very quickly. You make quick work of it. Distracted maybe by MC's swing or concerned by MC's presence. It then turns to you. You put it on its back foot, and it is flat-footed. And then suddenly, it is no more. And
she goes to slice at it with her butterfly knife and with the blade, but then realizes it doesn't have any flesh. So she turns it on its pommel and just kind of beats the shit out of it and knocks an important bone out of place. And then comes up with the other one and knocks another important bone, and the thing just crumples.
Falls like a Jenga tower.
Exactly like a Jenga tower. I don't think it's a 3-action round, but I don't know what else to do. So.
Yep.
I have something called. Yeah, no, that's all I'm gonna do.
All right.
Sorry. Thanks.
Next in line would be Tally.
All right.
Measure out
so
that 30 feet, Tally.
Tally's gonna move forward slightly. So just like in between. Hang on, how do I do that? In between Jolly Bell and I'm still in the damn ruler.
I hate when that happens.
How do I get rid of it? There you go. Select tokens. There you go. Gonna move up slightly.
I'm not going to burn an action for you on that because you could have done that well before the combat to make sure you were in range of all of the potential enemies. Since
Yeah,
you
that's
could
what I
see the
realized partway
horse goes,
through.
so that's fine. So that
All
does
right,
not burn an
so-
action for you.
I'm gonna target this guy, and I'm gonna shoot him.
Okay.
Nice.
What happened?
I missed.
You
I
missed.
fired, then I missed.
I miss.
I'm going to move Jolly
and if I
for a
fire
quick,
again,
brief
it's
moment
-5.
to get rid of something. Yeah, and so when you look at your weapon, and you go to use it, there should be a thing that's called maps. I want to say multi-attack penalty on your action. So you just click that, and it automatically applies the -5 for a second attack. Let me.
I don't know how to undo all of the circles.
Don't worry, I got it. That's what I was getting at. That's why I moved you.
I was like, what is happening?
It's a thing. So when you're in the little circle thing, when you're in the like protractor L-shaped ruler thing, you can click on the center one, and when it's highlighted, whatever color it is for highlighting it for you, you can highlight it and make sure, and then click delete on your keyboard, and that gets rid of them. But I'm clearing them out right now. I did this a lot when I was the first time I played.
I missed again.
Missed again.
No. Shot and I missed. Shot and I
I
missed.
fired and I missed. And I fired and I missed again.
Again.
Then I had a popsicle and then I fired and then I missed.
And I missed.
Want to try a third one?
Not really, because that's -10.
Yeah, that's a lot. You pretty much have to roll nat 20 to get it, but
Try.
I'm just gonna move closer. Fuck it. Apparently, I can't see well enough to hit these damn things in the first place.
Okay. Next in line, with that being the end of your turn, next in line is Saito.
Saito's just gonna take a quick run up and slide into place right here.
Okay, perfect. That's one action. You've got 2 actions left.
And then, hope you don't mind me taking the stance. Takes 2 hands on his katana and tries to slash through this skeleton right of him.
Go for it.
I know how to do this. I researched. I lied. Okay, but how do I roll?
Rolling
It should be strike plus.
So
plus
on
9.
On your character sheet you should have a strike plus.
Wow.
There it is.
That's 13.
13. Skeleton bats away at it with its little rusty sword.
Oh, that's rude.
And then if you want to swing again,
I swing again.
you would hit the -5, the map -5 one instead of the strike, and that just takes the +/- subtracts 5 from it, and automatically does all that math for you. Well, the encounters are not being kind to you. The digital dice are not being kind to you. That
Foundry
is
don't like us.
actions. Foundry don't like y'all, but it
Saito
is
really just stares into the skeleton in the face and just go, "Don't be rude."
Skeleton looks back at you. It looks like it's smiling. It always looks like it's smiling. It says its eyes glow in judgment and a little bit of pity. Jolly Bell, it's your go.
Okay. I want Jolly to do a little gymnastics flip to doop. Can I flip the doopity doop right onto the dead skeleton?
You better believe you can. I'm gonna delete the dead skeleton so that not any token conflict doesn't happen there. So yeah.
Okay, good. Oh my gosh. Oh no. I made another one.
It's okay. You want to click on the little square box.
I found the square. Flip the doop. There.
Yeah, I'll get rid of this. Ah! There we go. You're fine. You're back.
I'm gonna use thorns and do an unarmed strike on the one in front of Saito.
The one in the corner that's just been dodging.
The one that's being rude to me? Yes, do
But
it.
it's being that's not allowed. Not allowed. Oh, it is allowed. Maybe.
This is this
to get behind me. I built a tank, and you're all in front of me.
I'm not in front of you. I should have been able to hit. I know my role in this combat.
MC is just like, why are they taking my position?
I love the idea that Tally can't hit because everyone's in the fucking way.
I think so, yeah.
God damn it.
You had to abandon the high ground, and now you're just like, move!
your little quills as a cactus find purchase, but then snap against the just solid object. There's no flesh there to stab. You feel like it might have just been a misangling, less that these couldn't less so that it wouldn't be effective if you got it at the right velocity and distance. Maybe you were off a little bit in your angle. You can attack a second time. You have another action if you want to take it.
Debating if I should just backflip out of there so MC can move in. After realizing the thorns are not effective, I'm like, oh, change of plans. Would that require me to roll anything to get out of there?
So in Pathfinder, this is a good note in a difference between Pathfinder and D&D. In D&D, everything has attacks of opportunity, like everything. In Pathfinder, only specific things have attacks of opportunity, including your characters. So there's feats that give you that ability to use that reaction, but you don't inherently have it. So if you have a path to get away, you can just move away, and you don't know if skeletons can are fast enough and smart enough to swing at you while you're trying to run. But they, in theory, don't, like most things aren't usually that fast.
What?
So if you want to get out of the way, you're more than welcome to use another movement action to do so.
Yeah. Jolie's gonna just, after her pin snap, she's like, oh, okay. Different course of action. She just cartwheels herself away.
All right, and now it is the skeleton's turn. No love loss or mourning for their fallen compatriot, because they are skeletons and they feel nothing. However, is this one that I'm currently selected on, the one that's right next to Saito, is this the same one that you shot at, Tally?
Yes.
I'm gonna roll about this. I'm gonna roll if the skeleton decides to shoot back at you or just attack the thing that's next to it.
Shoot back. Shoot back.
It's clever enough to realize the action economy is bad enough for that. Because it would have to draw its crossbow to do it, or its little short bow, and so it instead turns to the person that seems to be the biggest threat right now, which is Nell. Nell's the only one that's actually like felled somebody, and so it attacks Nell from its little standing point right now. And yeah, that's not going to do it.
What kind of weapon does it have?
It has a little scimitar in its hand.
As it slices out with the scimitar, she just kind of like ducks underneath it. and is like, I'm here to dance.
It swings again.
Okay.
Oh, it's good that one was the penalty. Why is it getting a bonus? Oh, because of the angle. So it swings again. This time, while you're doing it, without it reacting, normally you get reactions from any sort of verbalization and everything. It does manage to catch you. And it does max damage, so yeah, you can click the little damage if it didn't automatically apply it to you. No, it doesn't. So yeah, if you click the little damage icon in the chat, it will automatically apply it to your character. And everything.
Okay.
And then, because it is a skeleton, they're pretty pinned down, so it can't really do anything. So it swings again at Nell, emboldened by its previous success.
That's a pretty rough, like, just for attacking 3 times in a turn has a lot of penalties, right?
Yeah, -5
Yeah.
and then minus
Okay.
10. And so
Okay.
I just got lucky on the second roll. Usually you're very unlikely to get hit more than once by any of the types of enemies I've got loaded up. Other skeletons move up, and I'm gonna get a little less narraty. They're gonna go for the next threat that they see, which is the big tanky guy. It seems like their friend has that in image, so they're going for tanky tank man. You select one of them. So. All right, it's on them, and they are gonna swing, and I'm just gonna rapid fire these, because one had to move, so he only gets to swing twice. That is gonna hit our beloved little tank boy. Oh, you are rolling real nice for me, dice. That's not what we want as a GM. That's not super fun for the players. That one missed, and so that one's out of actions. And then the next one goes for the tank as well.
Yours are all showing privately rolled, just FYI, which is fine, but I do need to know if there's a critical hit because I have a reaction to that.
It wasn't a critical hit.
Okay.
Let me go back to public. I apologize. I didn't notice that it was still on private. I now will remember that it doesn't just default back to public. And this one's going to swing at you 3 times because he doesn't have to move.
Ooh, that hits.
That's damage. Okay. And then he swings. That's his first attack. Second attack deeply misses. I don't know if the third attack can hit you. -1.
Not with the -1.
And that is the skeletons round. MC, after taking a battering of blows from the second skeleton mostly, or from one of those 2 skeletons, they have come at you with a flurry of scimitar hits, sparks flying off of your metal carapace, if you will, and everything. But they're hitting you strong enough that it's leaving marks. It's putting in pretty big dings into your figure.
Yeah. So I would like to use one of my actions to calculate threats.
Okay.
I automatically calculate vectors and forces when my mind is unleashed.
Okay.
Showing the likely path of incoming attacks. I see skeletons and they're going to stab me.
Yeah.
So I get a +2 circumstance bonus to AC and reflex saving throws until the start of my next turn. Then I would like to stab that guy.
Yeah.
Or smash him with my hammer real good. I assume that does.
That's gonna hit.
Oh, thank goodness.
I'm gonna center it on the right dude, so I make sure to take the right damage.
Quick damage. That's the
Nice.
stuff.
Oh.
That's what you're for.
Yes.
You obliterate that one just
Great.
right where it stands. Just crush it under the weight of your hammer.
Oh.
Still got one action left.
Yeah, this changes what I wanted to do. So I have a reaction called Aid that lets me give a circumstance bonus to an ally when they make an attack, if I use my reaction to do it. But I have to set it up as an action during my turn.
Mm-hmm.
So can I give aid to Nell by like hitting the skeleton in the knee, like not going for damage, to just try and distract him so that Nell will have a circumstance bonus if I then use my reaction for that? Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes 100% sense. So you're burning your action on your turn so that your reaction is available for you to benefit Nell on there. That's a very Pathfinder way of phrasing it. Yeah, you give Nell a +1 bonus to their attack.
It's a plus two circumstance
plus two
bonus,
circumstance bonus.
Unless I can... Yeah, I think. I attempt a skill check or attack roll, so I'll make an attack roll, presumably, because I said I hit him. Let's think. 14 misses. Oh no!
Yeah, their DC is 16. Their AC is
all right.
They're hard
my
to hit.
My aid fails.
Well, you would have missed your attack definitely then anyway, so it's not too bad of a turn either way, or not too different of a turn either way. After confidently crushing one skeleton under it, the other one being a little bit more wary of that hammer.
I just try to buckle its knee, and then it just doesn't, because it's bone and not muscle.
Yep, that seems right. And make sure, MC, if you haven't already, to take the second round of damage that I dealt to you. It's a little bit up on the thing. It's 4 damage.
I took it, I believe. Yeah, I'm at 15 damage. That's
the first round was 8 damage.
Oh, did I not take 4?
And then there's a 4 damage. You can see it up in the scroll, up in the chat log.
There we go. Okay.
I check because I myself forget when I'm playing. And that would be Nell's turn, in fact.
Okay. So right off the bat, I think she's.
Here, let me get rid of this so that you can. It's not in the way. There you go.
Yeah. Right off the bat, she's going to. She's going to strike at the one in front of. It's in front of Saito there, right?
Yep. Doesn't require you to move, so yeah. Mm-hmm.
So she's going to start with that.
Oh, I had already taken that damage. I had 4 temporary hit points.
Oh.
From being enraged.
My bad. Just manually readjust your health back up then. Or go back and heal yourself.
Got it.
4, yeah.
I was like, I know I clicked the button.
So I do believe I can only strike with one of these at a time.
Okay.
So
I think it's not using your appropriate stat bonus though, so I'm just going to add damage to it based off of your
I think it's supposed to be based on my dexterity.
Your dex, so you should get a +4 to your damage rolls.
Okay.
So yeah, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I think well, that's good that I got +4 because that was the one. So first thing she's gonna do, she's gonna reach out, strike at this one. Then the next thing she's gonna do is, with the butterfly sword, you can use an action to, it says it's an athletics check. If it's an athletics check, actually what I really want to do is I want to use an action to try to just kick this thing off the fucking cliff. Which is a shove action. Now, problem, she's not great at athletics, which is what it says it is.
It is indeed that.
It is an athletics check against their fortitude DC. But, she's here.
So Do you want to make a pitch for it to use a different skill check? And because
can I? Because
Game Mommy is very flexible as a GM.
Okay, absolutely. Because what I'd love for it to be is an acrobatics check as she kind of reaches out, strikes with one butterfly blade, and then tries to do like a flip kick and like kick it off the and also it's just a skeleton, so it should be much more about throwing it off balance than like moving the weight.
Yep. I will allow that. That will burn your last 2 actions because you have to move a little bit to close on it anyway. And everything. So that'll burn your last 2 actions. Roll an acrobatics check for me. No maps penalty. No second strike penalty.
Ooh.
That is a 20.
Hover on that 20.
Yeah.
And so the adjustment I made there is instead of a fortitude save, I was like, oh, since it's acrobatics, it should be a reflex DC. Reflex DC was significantly higher. You only had to beat a 12 to beat its fortitude save, but you had to beat an 18 to beat its reflex, and you did, which means, what does this look like when Nell does this?
Nell comes in, learning from the last one that she killed, she knocks the hip bone. She doesn't fully knock it out of place, but she like destabilizes it with the pommel of her butterfly blade. And then as in the same like fluid movement, she starts to do like a flip kick, and she hits it just with her heel and shoves the thing right off the cliff, and you guys just see bones go flying.
Woo!
Falls in the water. You see some of the bones just drifting down the river, just drifting down the stream.
Did Nell kill the first skeleton immediately as well?
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
Nell has been the kill leader so far. We will delete that. I don't make you roll perception or do the search. So in Pathfinder proper, mechanically, what you would then do is search the bodies, and there's a roll and a check for that. You've got all the time to search the bodies in the world.
Hang on.
Go on.
Sorry, I was confused as to how many we dropped, because the 2 dropped, and then she was fighting the one, and that one's dead, and she kicked it. Wasn't there another one?
No,
she
kicked the live one.
Kicked one.
She killed one and kicked one in her turn.
One.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, that was my
I
confusion.
I didn't realize I killed the first one. I thought I was still on the same one.
Nope.
No, you killed them both. Yeah.
Yep, you've killed them both.
Sorry.
That is 100% fine. That's good.
I want other people to get a chance to kill. I'm sorry. I want all of our bloodlusts to be satiated in this game.
Hey, Nell, if you're looking, you see Saito straighten and pull his straw hat down. But just before you do that, you see he has like the slightest of pounce. The smallest of pounce.
I'm sorry. She looks around and she says, I mean, guys, that was fun. That was fun. But Saito, you were right. You were right, Saito, fighting skeletons. That was a fucking blast.
Yes, we should do it again.
No. I'm satisfied with this one.
That was darn amazing of you, Nell. You got some mighty fine skills.
I mean, here's the thing. They were just bones. Like, the witch shit was not as threatening as I thought it might be. They were just, like, really unstable bones.
But before
You get a motherfucker with a hammer over here and just somebody who's going to kick things, they're gone.
I do want to double check.
Yes.
MC, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm fine. Nell, you got a couple of stab wounds we should probably take care of.
And it's only at this point that Nell looks down where that scimitar just fully slashed into her side, and you guys see, like, it's the full moment where she pulls back the coat a little bit, the big over cowboy coat, and you guys see, like, the red on the shirt, and she's like, oh shit. I didn't even... Fuck.
Humans not supposed to do that. That's bad.
No,
That's adrenaline.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I would love to administer some first aid to Nell.
Can he?
You can in roughly about 45 minutes or so
that's
from
right.
now.
Yes.
Now, nothing's like, there's no one watching the clock here, right? But in the lore, this means that you'll have a little bit to kind of search around these bones and everything. I'm going to tell you what you find, like equipment wise or like item wise. I'm
gonna say just that Nell takes a backseat from investigating or anything. She's just fully like out on a rock trying to bandage up her side for the next sequence.
Yeah. So go on.
Can Saito assist? Like, there's like that aid function, right?
Yeah, you can give a +1 bonus when
I think MC has the healer's
MC
kit.
is the one with the healer's
MC
kit
is-
and the only person trained in healing, medicine, if I recall correctly.
Correct.
So your barbarian is your classic combat medic. But yeah, you can give. I will allow at the time when you're ready. MC will have a +1 circumstance bonus because Saito is helping with that. I'm fine with that. The whole party can't gang up and do that, but one person can always help.
I like the idea that this is probably the first time that Saito realizes that MC can like heal and not just fix stuff. It's like, oh, he fixes people too. Okay, this is
Same basic
interesting.
principle. Broken's broken.
It's like your auto body shop, right? Just another type of body.
Yeah.
An immaculate skill set.
I've only ever sewn up a horse before, but I mean, it's the same basic thing. Skeletons.
It's got
The
skin,
face tally
it's got
pulls in the background at that. Just
Jolly's
Nell
wholeheartedly.
reacts very positively, but Tally, you do make eye contact with Nell a little bit when he says that, and you guys are just like,
Yeah, that's how it works.
There is
Sure.
a particular ability that I don't know if you can get at, but I will fucking homebrew it to get you at. There's a particular healing ability that you can eventually that is part of aid or not aid, treating wounds, where you can choose to do 1d8 of damage to heal more. So what you do is you roll the damage first, and then you get extra dice to heal, and everything. I can't remember what it's called in Pathfinder, but vibe-wise, it would make me very amused if that ends up being MC's path, where it's like, and you get to choose it. It's called risky surgery, I think, is the feat.
Oh, yes. Yes, I've
And
seen it.
you get to choose it. And then when you have it, you get to choose whether or not you try to get risky with it. But I love the idea of that continuing on its natural arc of MC being like, now I got to cut away a little bit of this, and it's going to hurt, but it'll be better at the end. Trust me.
Oh.
and Nell's a fucking gambler, so anytime you tell her like, hey, this might go bad, but it could be great.
Yeah, and if you roll real bad on the healing, sometimes it ends up being a net loss. We love that. We love that energy. Thank you so much, Pathfinder, for coming up with a system where it's like you can stab them a little bit to heal them better, maybe. Nonetheless, items and loot that you find while you're kind of milling about here. You all find a total of 12 gold, which I will, since it is not immediately important, I will add to a character sheet at the end of the session. If you like, I can add all of these items to the character sheet at the end of the session, or you can, and eventually one time before a campaign, I'll show you the kind of awkward way that you can pull them into your own sheets and things like that. You find an oil of potency. These are all basic common items, so you're all going to know what they do. So when you apply this thick, viscous oil to a weapon or suit of armor, that item immediately becomes magically potent. If the item is a weapon, it temporarily becomes a +1 striking weapon. If it's armor, it becomes a +1 resilient armor. And of course, because it's Pathfinder, everything's got to have a second definition. Striking, increasing a weapon's damage dice it deals to 2 instead of 1. So, for instance, a +1 striking dagger deals 2d4 instead of 1d4. So, just a striking weapon becomes a double the die thing if it hits, like it as if it were a crit. And then the armor
for how long?
side for that. This lasts for 1 minute, so 10 rounds of combat. So it's a burnable, consumable item, but it lasts for basically a whole combat, usually.
What happens if MC just pours that on himself?
Then it counts as resilient armor.
Oh.
Which resilient armor, this grants the wearer +1 item bonus to saving throws. All saving throws, and then that's it. It just becomes magical armor. So it's a little better for weapons than it is for armor. Then you also find a predictable silver piece. You rub your thumb on one side of this coin with the intent of slightly tweaking the strands of fate. Then flip the coin into the air with a coin toss. No matter how the toss is resolved, letting the coin fall to the ground, slapping it down on your back of your hand, whatever, it always lands on the side rubbed face up. So it's a trick coin.
That is such a Nell item.
Yes, that is a null item, 100%.
And you also get Drakeheart Mutagen, which is your skin grows tough, scales like a drake, your eyesight becomes sharp, and your pupils slitted, and your limbs grow wiry and quick, but your mind and reflexes become slow. The benefit is you gain a bonus to your AC, a dexterity cap, with a +2, so you get a +2 AC bonus, and a +2 to your perception checks. If you're wearing armor, you have to like calculate that in, but it all works together. The drawback is you take -1 penalty to will saves, reflex saves, and all skills to recall knowledge action. And that seems to last as well for, I think, a minute. I have to double check. That's another like 1 minute, burn potion. So those are the items you find. Otherwise, you find extremely basic scimitars. The remnants of leather armor, nothing really worth selling, but you find 4 scimitars and 4 short bows, which you are more than able to sell at the general store or weaponsmith or blacksmith at in town if you want to collect them up and have them and like loot them.
Yeah, I think MC like takes them over, goes and gets the horses, and like loads up the scimitars and short bows into his warhorse bags, and it's like, we take these back to town, sell them.
Y'all, what do you think happens if we give the dragon potion to the MC?
Nothing good.
It's scaly.
Okay.
Well, you won't know until you do it.
Yeah.
Right? Because, like,
As far as you know.
have people, like,
Should I drink right now, or was this a thing we
No.
want to wait? Okay, we'll wait on
I
it.
feel
Got
like it's better to find out in the moment, you know?
Maybe he'd be a cute little lizard.
Oh, yeah, that'd be cute. Or like a transforming dinosaur. Do we know what dinosaurs are? I don't know.
What's a dinosaur?
I don't know.
Sure, dinosaurs are a thing that you all know about. Archaeology is a thing in the world. No, this is world now. It's canon. Yeah, you all know what dinosaurs are. They existed a long time ago, and they all look like big, different kinds of dragons that were on land, for the most part. But some of them were on the sky. But yeah, dinosaurs exist now. Ancient beasts in the lore.
Love this so
Anybody else in the party know Orcish?
I don't think I do.
Barely no common.
I can speak plant.
How
That's
would
it.
I remember if I spoke Orcish?
You should have languages on your character sheet on the little ID card looking section.
Oh, hey, MC, can I get one of them short bows?
Oh, of course. If anyone wants anything, I figure we'd sell them.
No,
I think I might
do
want to try
not
playing
know.
with this one.
Lovely.
I remembered I don't speak anything but common.
I know 3 languages.
Holy
Yeah.
shit,
So-
no way.
You all have probably heard Tally do this on occasion, but you all have never been the reason why she's done it before. But you hear her start just kind of like swearing under her breath, and Orcus just like,
Saisa's just gonna like pat your shoulder, just like pat your shoulder and just go, "Daijoubu da yo."
I thought you knew better.
Knew better. So
I feel like she kind of like very like clearly like full body like humph. Like I feel like she's going back.
can I have while you're all waiting around or while you're all chilling, I think at this point I would love for MC to roll your treat wounds check with the +1 circumstance aid from Saito to help out now.
Sure thing. Let me.
You're like, I thought you knew better. I'm going to go help now.
I don't like that. I'm gonna use.
I know.
Want to use your hero point?
I do want to do
Yeah.
that. And we will reroll, and it will be considerably better.
Yep.
Because I believe treat wounds is a. Oh no! It's a DC 20.
It should be
So
a DC
high.
15. It should be. A DC 15.
Medicine DC is usually 15. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. If I'm an expert, I can attempt a DC 20.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is a regular success. Nell, if you would like
Oh,
to
everyone.
take back 9.
I would love to take that. Thank you.
I would like to.
So now Nell has the wrappings around her arm and now a different wrapping around her side.
Oh.
And just like a bad stitch up job. And she's like, yeah, ready to go. Let's do it.
Can I
Um,
attempt to? Because I think I've asked you about this before, Game Mommy. But can I make Nell a pint of cactus juice?
Yes.
If it mechanically costs you, I'm pretty close to full. If it's like a healing thing.
It's more just like you look like you need a drink after taking that.
Oh, it's
hit.
alcoholic? No, I'll
Yeah.
take it. I'll take it.
Yes. Feel free to describe how the juice is made.
Oh my god.
Since we're out in the open, she takes a cup out of her picnic basket. She hovers her finger
Okay.
over the cup, and then
So much better than I thought this was going to be.
Oh yeah, we're in public. We're in public, so she's gonna be perfectly like business professional about it, because it happens in other ways. But for this instance, the cactus juice pours out at the tap of from her finger, like the tap, and she hands it to Nell. Like, here you go. You look like you could use a drink.
Oh shit, girl. This looks good. And Nell's gonna drink. You know, there's nothing better than consuming alcohol in 100-degree heat.
There's
And
nothing better for you.
So smart.
So
Yeah.
smart. Also, there's nothing better than consuming just the fluids out of someone's body. But nonetheless,
Nell's gonna look over the second Jollibee turns away, or Jolly Bell turns away. Sorry. Nell's gonna look at Tally and just be like, I feel like it'd be rude to say like no, right? Like,
She did offer.
right? Like it would be. I don't know. It tastes pretty good though. It's not bad. You can't lie.
Congrats.
well, you all are milling about. Give me another.
Tally's gonna move towards that.
Towards that what?
Can I ask?
Hold on. I'll go.
before we-
Scout first, then and then Jordan. What do you got?
I'm moving over to this edge where we saw these people on the water bank, like
Yes.
over here, but I can't ping the side to show you where I'm looking.
It's fine.
It doesn't
I
like
got
me
you.
no more?
I got you.
But you know where I'm trying to look.
You're trying to look at where the shadow silhouettes were.
The shadows were, yeah.
We'll put you over there, right at the edge.
Thank you.
All right. And what did you got, Jordan?
Oh, my question was, how many charges do healers' tools have? I don't remember.
5, if I recall correctly.
Cool.
You're fine for now. I think you bought 2, didn't you?
I did.
Okay.
I'm keeping track in my notes, and I didn't. I will like. I have 2 of them.
Yeah.
2 healers' tools. I will just kill one of them once I've hit 5. But
and then
I've used 2 charges on Nell so far.
Just a quick question for me: is there in Pathfinder is there anything like in D&D where you can roll healing on like hit dice or?
So there's not in in that style.
Okay.
There's not like a hit dice short rest mechanic. It all has to be done with potions, med kits, and everything like that. Based off of how this campaign goes, I may use the Pathfinder rules for long rests, where you only heal based off of a flat bonus and then your con modifier for long rests, or I might do something different. It kind of just depends on the rhythm of the campaign, but I'll make that fun for long rests so that it's not super tedious or punishing. Because Pathfinder's healing is a little bit more mercantile.
Okay.
The long rest, I'm looking at it as you spend an entire day and night resting during downtime to recover hit points equal to your con modifier multiplied by twice your level.
Yeah, it's nasty. So we're probably not going to go that far. We're probably going to lighten it up because A, we're an actual play, and B, I don't mind spending more time, but I fit that in narratively. It's not. I'm not trying to force it mechanically that you all spend several days between things. But nonetheless. So that's what Tally and is doing, looking off in there. What is everyone else doing in this moment before I have you all roll perception checks? Is there anything else before I move to the next plot bullet point on my prep notes?
No, I think this is 45, like an hour. Like I think MC literally like disinfects the tools with some cactus juice before he like stitches up Nell's side. So he is fully in that.
Mm.
And Nell is like taking a shot of cactus juice as you stitch up her side. She's like, no, just go for it. I got it.
We're going to be real loose with the juice mechanics. And the juice is just available until I create a plot reason for it not being. So
I do also have
alcohol.
one alcohol in my inventory.
One alcohol, please.
We have a free alcohol dispenser right here.
You kind of do.
And if you're good, you get to drink from the other tap.
Up, ooh. That won't be live on stream.
We're banned from Twitch.
Good night, everybody.
No, I love that.
It's a great game.
It's a great game. Well, it lasted. So can I have everyone roll me perception checks? And because you were the first one to mention it, Scout, you can add a +2 circumstance bonus to your perception.
Roger Dodger. 2.
You.
You still hate me?
Wow.
MC is ready to go.
Oof.
So
I'm getting stitched up, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of you, Jolly Bell, Nell, Saito, a little distracted with the free-flowing cactus juice and the stitching up of Nell. MC rotates their head 180 degrees, like an owl, to
Cannon.
I mean, you're a mechano man. Why wouldn't you have that option if you could have that option? It would be so useful.
I gotta fix if there are problems on my back that I have to fix. I need to be able to see it.
Oh, that's so disconcerting.
Oh God, the rotation of the arms to get back there. Now I'm thinking about it too hard.
Yes. You see in the distance, Tally, you actually pointed out. MC, you get a real good view of this too. It was just a DC 15. There's no like critical success to this. So both of you see it.
Okay.
Because there's a little group. I think this is just the group. So I'm hoping that, no, I don't want to select that one. I mean, there's none. What am I talking about? Let me select something.
I just have a question for Jordan, though.
I'm gonna press X to doubt there.
Well, like 180 degrees on all of his joints, like around his waist. Can you also just?
We're saying yes now. No.
Yeah. Let's say yes.
Okay.
Let's say yes.
He's just a big swivel man.
Oh my God!
I'm gonna move.
You know, there's like games like they have for kids where like each side is a different character, and you can just like turn it.
Mhm.
Those little toys.
Oh my god.
It's fully the destroyer in the first Thor movie where he just goes and just like fully like turns around and just becomes facing the other direction.
Oh,
That is
love that.
menacing.
Wild.
You see a group.
It's
Also, he did
deeply
great
upsetting to
character.
watch.
A happy little group.
Right, we see.
Give me just a moment.
Look at them. They look so nice.
You show them the
They
players.
actually look really cute.
You see a group of these 4 little guys. They're about 4 feet in height. Reptilian scales, little horns, got leathers around them, spears, knives at their side. The noise is what drew them to it at first, and the conversation and everything. And eventually, after me rolling a nat 20 for their group stealth check, you just didn't notice them, and they were creeping up real slow. To you. You see a group of them all approach you, and one of the 4 of them stands forward and just simply yells out, "Hey, you strangers over there. Well, we want to holler at you for a bit. You mind coming down? Mind coming
Hey
down
there,
here?"
friend. MC, unless someone says anything, MC is just like trotting on down.
Oh my god.
Tally will stick her arm out.
Nell thinks they're cute, and she's been drinking in the heat, and so she's like, "Oh, hey, y'all."
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
you
Hey, friends.
I was like, howdy.
Yeah, we'd like to have a little bit of a conversation with you. Our boss back this way wants to have a chat. Nice little show with those skeletons you had up there.
Yeah, did you see our friend Nell? Whoo, boy, just took care of most of them. I smashed up one real good, but she was out here stabbing and kicking and stabbing. It was a real show.
Which is funny because they didn't have any flesh. They didn't have no flesh.
That's our problem.
Not to offend, but we're out here on other business. Remember?
Right.
All right.
Right.
Oh yeah, y'all want to travel with us? We're headed up towards the Oasis. We could use traveling companions. More
Really?
skeletons
We
like
could?
that. The bigger the group, the safer we'll be.
Well, I don't know about that. Are you sure about that?
Hey, what does your boss do? What do you do out here? I didn't know there wasn't any work out here.
He just came along and finds us. He's a man of means. He's a man of means, man of talents, man with many tasks to be done, and he gathers us some purpose. That's what he does. He gives folk purpose. And
Does he have
Is your boss called? What does he call himself?
well, we just call him boss. We don't know his name.
Do you know what he looks like?
Oh yeah, he's a handsome son of a gun. So handsome.
Fuck! That is, and Tally will straight up say that. He liked black a lot. Mark on his face.
No, not at all. He's kind of red like us. Got beautiful wings. Great facial hair. Yeah.
Is he also a lizard? Sorry if that's rude. Like, I just...
Oh, we don't take offense. We're scaly.
Hey, maybe
Tally
this is
will-
what I'd
that's
look
not
like
who I
if I
thought
drank
it
that
was.
potion.
Oh,
I might look
yeah.
like one of them.
Oh,
I'm a little
yeah.
bit taller, but not
You
much
be like a little
taller.
bit bulkier. They're a little small.
They all begin talking amongst themselves, and you can overhear them even through like the distance, and you being kind of up on the cliff, and them being down in that bit of the canyon. And they're like, "Is Boss a lizard? I don't know. He could be a lizard. We never asked him if he's a lizard. Is it rude to ask people if they're lizards?" She said that it was rude to ask people.
I said I didn't know if it was rude. Sorry,
it might be. I've never thought about it before.
Is rude.
If we see what this is, can we get a move on to what we're actually out here to do?
There's a man with wings. You don't want to go meet a man with wings? A handsome man with wings, no less.
Attraction is subjective. Let's get this done.
Do you
I'm all for meeting a hottie with a body, but also I'm kind of banged up, and I don't know.
Body. We can stand and have a chat. Make some new friends out here could help us along the way.
Sato, MC, could one of you fine gentlemen assess now down all this?
Mm-hmm. And
Now
you
you
all
wanna
have
go
a path
piggyback?
that you can move your characters.
Okay.
That's like right in this like center thing where you could drag
For
them
sure,
up.
yeah.
Wait, what happened to our horses? They run off?
No,
No, they're tied to a cactus.
Oh, okay.
MC's yeah, they're all back. If you want to get back on the horses, you can ride them down, or if you want to just walk them down, you can.
Hey, friends, we're kind of on like our friend here's pointing out, we're kind of on like a time-limited plan from another man with ideas. But if you give us directions to your place, maybe we can stop by on the way back.
Well, your metal friend there, he mentioned we could come with you. I'm sure our boss would love to join you. We ain't.
Sure.
But you don't even know what we're doing.
I assume traveling from point A to point B, right?
So y'all
Yeah.
travelers?
I mean, we don't got no home, so we gotta wander.
All right.
Why'd your boss want to meet us?
Saw what you
Because
did
of
with
how
them
good we-
skeletons.
Yeah, we're good at killing skeletons.
No, you're right. That makes sense. It was very impressive.
If I saw you kill those skeletons and I didn't know you, I'd want to meet you.
Thank you. If I saw you smash up a skeleton the way you did, I think it gave me inspiration. Because I didn't even think about smashing until you smashed, and then I was like, well, how do I smash? I could just kick it, right?
Yeah, it was all very inspiring.
It is all very inspiring.
I think
Really
as
well.
MC is talking about this, he is just fully like walking towards the lizard men.
Saito's just going to reach out and like with his sheath katana sort of block MC's way and be like, if I were their boss, I would come out myself to meet you. Don't you?
They said he's back in the thing. I thought we were
How
going
do
to go
you-
meet him.
No, I think. Hold on. And Nell is gonna like say this the whole time. She's been talking loud like a drunk person, but now she's gonna stage whisper like a drunk person, and be like, "Wait, hold on. If they're saying their boss ain't here, but also their boss saw us fight the skeletons, where's their boss? Like, how do you see us?"
Maybe he was flying with his wings and he saw
Maybe
us from
he was
overhead.
flying. No, that's like a good point. That's a good fucking point.
Saito just sort of winces and be like, I hope we're not dealing with a dead.
Well, I think now that we've attracted this attention, we need to figure out who this man is so we know what to do with him.
I'd love to fly.
On Jolly Bells, I'd love to fly, appearing amongst his crew. Come on, open him up. Appearing amongst his crew, a very handsome, small of stature because he's crouched, but probably a little bit taller than MC, maybe 5'6" if he stood all the way up on his hooves. Demonic presence. And when I say handsome, I will share this out. This is what these folks think of as handsome.
Amazing.
Handsome. Yes. What you did.
It's on the Foundry.
It's on the Foundry. You should be able to see the image on the thing. Yes. what you did was rather impressive. Hello, I am their boss, as they've so kindly titled me. Excellent to see you dispose of that skeleton problem. I have perhaps an opportunity if you'd like to fly and... I'm sorry, most people can't fly. Walk and talk with me for a bit. And with that, we will end today's sessions. Today's session. With our happy little handsome guy. So handsome. Look at how stunning he is. He's
So
just
handsome.
a strong underbite. Nice.
Not the strong underbite.
He's a hottie with a body.
He's a hottie with... I mean, he is pretty ripped. He is pretty ripped. And you don't know what's going on behind that loincloth. Anyway, we will go back to this screen, and we will do another round of where can people find you on the internet. Let people know where they can find you on the internet, and we will start where we left off. Jordan, where can people find you on the internet?
Yeah, I'm at the Jordan Brown. Notice this Jordan with 2 O's over on the TikTok. Come hang out. I'm going to talk about Dropout a lot this week because it's all I talk about every week.
Yep. Rhea, where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me as Rhea Rika on Instagram or on TikTok, where I just do whatever I want.
The right way. That's the right way to go in life. Don't sign contracts with Dimension 20 to be secret sleeper agents.
The dream.
The dream. The dream, right? Scout, where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me at Neon Saline. That's neon like the light, saline like the drip, all one word. Just about anywhere there's a social media site, and probably a few others that no one uses.
Friendster. Julia, where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me at G's Julia over on the Clock app. We talk about D&D, learning how to play Pathfinder, currently learning how to play Vampire the Masquerade. So there's gonna be some stuff about that. Come hang out.
And lastly, Jack, where can people find you on the internet?
Well, my name is beautifully written over here. My username is how you spell it. I am pretty much on every social media platform there is. But Big T's, Twitch, TikTok, Twitter, I'm there. And if you like watching me simp with my friends over fictional characters, apparently that's a new theme on my Twitch.
Yep.
You should definitely follow me there.
Mm-hmm. And you can, of course, find me here at Beggarstreet, and you will find me, and very likely Jack, assuming we stream tomorrow, back here 5:30 p.m. Pacific time. Tomorrow playing Monster of the Week. You can also find me over on my Twitch channel, Dying of Exposure, and Dying of Exposure, everywhere that my social media matters. And so feel free to pursue me there. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining us. And thank you, fools, for playing this foolish little game with me.
Oh God, it's gonna stick, isn't it?
I'm leaning in hard.
You're the ones who named the campaign Fool's Roll, so we're just leaning in.
For the fools that roll.
We could have been the Goldies. We could have been many things.
You could have been, but this is what fate has decided. And by fate, I mean your game, mommy. Anyway, bye everyone.
Bye.
Bye.